Hi, my name is Taylor Coyne.
And my name is James Cook, and we both research retail and real estate for JLL.
And this is everything we know about retail. Ta-da!
Welcome, Taylor. Woohoo! Yes, it is. And this is where we tell you guys everything we know about retail, 3 things at a time.
James, what do you know about retail this week?
Well, I know that COVID has canceled many fashion shows. So one fashion house has turned to a video game. This is insane. We should play it. We should play it live right now. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Awesome. Taylor, what do you know about retail?
I know that urban retail had struggled, like all of us, but there's also a light at the end of the tunnel, also for all of us.
Oh, I love that light at the end of the tunnel. Well, we got a lot to talk about, so let's just get into it. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what's going on in urban corridors?
So, ever since we started doing this live podcast and your intro video, it's been a little nostalgic for all of our adventures. And
people see that video and are like, wait a minute, you're outside without mask? And I'm like, no, we shot that last year. In New York when life was good and we were happy people.
Yeah, when we had no idea this was happening. It hadn't hit yet and everything was, it was bliss. It was bliss. And the concern was, oh no, where do we go for dinner? But anyway, so thinking about this video, and this time we normally come out with a big city retail report. So I just kind of wanted to know, what's up with urban retail? We know it's not doing great just because, we read, you can see we're not in New York. We'd normally be in New York this time of year. So I wanted to take a look at what the actual traffic numbers were showing. So, I looked at some of the traffic data for all of our prime urban corridors. So, that's your Rodeo Drive, your Fifth Ave, Madison Avenue, Soho, Michigan Ave in Chicago. And we looked at all of those just to kind of see what's happening. And I mean, no surprise, like most of our shopping nodes, everything's down. Suburban shopping centers, though, doing the best. Again, no surprise. We all feel more comfortable doing that. Residential. So I wanted to take a look too. I have a theory of urban corridors. The ones with people living nearby are going to do better. And the ones that are near our office buildings and are prime tourist destinations, think Times Square, where, you're not getting a ton of local New Yorkers going there unless you work around there. Versus, again, the ones, think in San Francisco, like Fillmore and Hayes Valley are a little bit more residential. So the theory is that those are doing better than the touristy ones.
Which is the opposite, because it used to be like Times Square had the highest foot traffic of any place, but crazy COVID, now it's the neighborhood ones that are doing a little bit better. Hey, yep. Taylor, do you remember when we went to Design District in Miami? Remember that? Oh, look at that. Keep talking.
So long ago, memories.
It was last summer, right?
I mean, it really was. I think it was last October. So it was barely a year ago, but it truly feels like we went 5 years ago. But I'm actually glad you brought up Design District because interestingly, Design District is probably overall on average doing the best in terms of seeing foot traffic return from 2019. In October, traffic was only down 11.5% year over year, which of course, we ideally would like to see everything back to pre-COVID levels, but we also know that's not going to really happen. But just that comparison of 11.5% on average for all of the other prime urban corridors, 48%. They're down 48, and Design District is only down 11.8, which I think is amazing. I think the reason for that is one, I mean, obviously look in all of these videos, you see a ton of luxury that attracts a different kind of consumer on your day-to-day, and that also Design District does take a little bit more locals versus the other Miami corridor is Lincoln Road, which is a little bit more touristy, a bit more of a tourist destination. And also the design district has some really great restaurants, and they've been allowed to dine in. And obviously it's Miami, so it's like almost always nice out too. So you can eat outside. So the restaurants are actually doing really well. So there's a reason to bring all of these people to these corridors, which again, I think some of the corridors that, we're classifying as residential or more like local oriented are doing better. In 14th Street in DC, they have a ton of bar and restaurants, and they're not huge restaurant spaces either. So they've been able to pivot pretty well. Apparently, Jinya, one of the, a ramen place on 14th Street, has been doing 80% of pre-COVID business, which, all things considered, during COVID times is pretty amazing for a very, central urban located restaurant. So, it's still dark, but there's some good news, there's certainly some like high spots in all of this. And with a vaccine, again, light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully this time next year, we probably won't be in New York, but maybe.
Oh, yeah. This time next year? Oh, yeah. 100%. Well, okay. 70,
I know.
75%.
I know,
all right.
Overly ambitious, but, we can at least hope.
And this data that you're looking at, it comes from our data partner Placer AI, which is anonymized mobile phone data. So you really are seeing like up to the minute actual traffic of people coming in and out of these corridors. So last question, what's the recovery timeline for our prime urban corridors? When do we see those start to kind of get back to where they were before the pandemic?
So it does depend on the market that you're in, right? Unfortunately, the cities that rely very heavily on packed, public transportation, people aren't going to feel as safe doing those things versus getting in their own personal private car. So I think that's one thing to consider when you're looking at all of those. But again, it's vaccine related, like so many of these things. But I promise you, we all miss this. As soon as we feel safe doing it, we will go back. We will all go back, and it will be exciting, and it will resume the place where we see experiential retail, all of the cool innovations, all of that will return. So I think this time next year, things are going to be looking a lot more cheerful.
I think so. Absolutely. Well, let's move on to our holiday retail sales mystery. It didn't start out as a mystery. It started out as a kind of a conclusion that the holidays weren't going to be so great this year. We ran a holiday consumer survey just a few months ago and asked shoppers how much they would spend during the holiday season given COVID. And they said they were, on average, we asked them like what was their holiday budget. And on average, they said their holiday budget was about 20% below what it would have been without COVID. So we're like, okay, it's going to be bad holidays. We kind of expect that. But as this fall and now winter are progressing, we're seeing numbers that aren't backing that up. So the NRF released its forecast first, which was really a surprise to a lot of people. They said they're expecting holiday sales to grow year over year between 3.6 and 5.2%. 5.2% growth is huge. We haven't seen that much growth in the holiday in a number of years. And then just recently, ICSC, the International Council of Shopping Centers, I should say NRF is the National Retail Federation. They were the first ones to come out with a forecast. So then ICSC comes out. They're saying physical retail sales, the sales in physical stores are going to grow by 1.9%. And then the big growth is going to be in e-commerce, where sales are going to grow by 25%. During the holidays.
1% versus 25.
Yeah, I know, but you got to understand it's all about scale. Like still the vast majority of holiday purchases are going to occur in your Targets and your Walmarts and your Kohl's, but huge growth online as well. So what does that mean for overall holiday? I think, and what does that mean for bricks and mortar? I think bricks and mortar sales, it's the retailers that have websites where people can order online and pick up in store. I think those guys are going to be able to not feel the hurt nearly as much this holiday season as somebody who's just relying on pure physical in-store sales.
Yeah, I'm hoping too that, I feel like there's been a really big push for local, shop local, support your stores. Again, going back to our urban story, we know that they are struggling more than others. But with all of the rise in cases too, it's rough. But I do know, again, this goes back to an earlier episode when I did a plug for Roman's bookstore. But, I placed an online order and I'm going to go pick it up as soon as it's ready this week to try to, do all those things. And I will go into the store afterwards and, bop around and probably spend money on things I don't need for people. But,
I
tis the
miss.
season.
I love a good bookstore bop around.
Nothing like it.
So-
Nothing like it.
So Taylor, one thing is for certain, this is going to be the biggest online holiday ever in the US. And because of that, and this fact, the fact that ICSC also ran a survey that said that over half of holiday shoppers are not done with holiday shopping yet. And as we're recording this, we're about 15 days out from Christmas Day. That's a lot of people who are going to be doing last minute shopping, a lot of people who are going to be doing last minute online shopping. It's going to be a huge logistics, last mile logjam.
Right. But I feel, don't you think, how many advertisements have you gotten saying order by this date, which is, I would say, earlier than it usually is, just because everyone is doing that. So I feel like it's been drilled into me. Order all of your gifts early. I will say I'm done. And this is the earliest I have ever gotten all of my shopping done by far.
I have the list of things which I would like to purchase written down in a note on my calendar, which I keep moving next day after day and flipping out. And I finally was like telling my wife how stressed I was. And she was like, well, maybe you just tell me what you're getting. It's like people just opening up envelopes with printed out photos of what you purchased for them.
My husband and I, Michael, we had the same exact conversation of, hey, so we both know things might not come. That's going to be what it is this year. So there may be a little, rolled up scrolls with a ribbon of like, this is your present. It will come to, from 2 days to 4 months. Don't know. But when it does come, you'll like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the next level, the true evolution of a married couple is when you just buy yourself something and put your spouse's name on it, where you're just taking care of your gifts for yourself, like I know what I want best.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Taylor,
is it time?
Would you like to play a game?
Yes.
All right. It's time for Fashion Show Video Game. Let's see if this works.
All right. Bear with me 1 second. Introduce the game while I'm going to be the guinea pig who is playing the video game on live TV.
Yeah. So Balenciaga, like all the fashion houses, has canceled fashion shows and pivoted. And so different pivots. Gucci did a film series with Gus Van Sant to announce, instead of their in-person fashion shows. For the spring collection, Balenciaga did a music video set to the song. Well, actually, it was a cover of the song Sunglasses at Night. And then people were walking around through Paris at night wearing sunglasses. It was all very hip.
Hold on. Sorry. It's here.
It is. Yes. Awesome. All right, so we're choosing our players. Is that what's going on right now?
It sure looks like it. I think everyone is wearing, this is a line. Oh, do you like that? Oh, I wanted her. She's wearing a NASA backpack.
Okay, so
he's creepy. I'm going to go with him.
So Balenciaga, the creative director, Demna Gvasalia, is known for using ironic pop culture elements. So, for example, I don't know if you remember, he's had people wear Crocs on stage. They did a luxury version of the 99-cent IKEA bag. They incorporated the Bernie Sanders logo. They've used
one of our little avatars was just wearing a Bernie hat.
Okay, so that's exactly right. So what's going on? We don't have sound piped through, but you're experiencing, okay, so we're entering zone 1.
So right now I'm hearing a lot of.
Okay, so I could provide that.
Yes.
So we're
All right.
walking.
Right now I hear eerie like garden music.
Awesome.
And I'm just honestly okay, shoes. I mean,
I think we're
again,
walking through a store.
is that a Bernie pump? No. Oh, never mind. It says Balenciaga, but it does have that kind of Bernie, you
So
know.
this is kind of just a virtual shopping experience, really.
Which, yes, I think it's less video game, even though apparently you can win.
So the game, which is called Afterworld: The Age of Tomorrow, is set in 2031. So we're looking at 11 years in the future.
Oh, I hope not, because look at this guy. He looks, very dead.
Oh yeah. So this is our zombie future.
Yeah, well, we're all used to pandemics now, right? So it's
Yeah.
the next phase.
And it says that if you win the game, you quote transcend the afterworld, and you
Ah,
actually do win something. You win a real life breathing exercise set in a virtual utopia.
so I get to come back and like do yoga in this like weird dystopic garden. Sign
Yeah,
me
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it doesn't say how to win. I see little arrows like telling you where to go. Is that
Oh,
right?
yes, this is who I wanted to be. See the NASA backpack.
So wait, are you somebody?
So
Did you
I
choose an avatar and I missed
I
it?
I thought I chose someone, but also at the same time, like I can't see myself. And
Right.
you know what's missing from this? Mirrors. How do
Oh, it's that's probably level 2 where you get to look in the
Yes,
mirror. So
definitely.
any sense of what your points are, what you're trying to collect?
No.
No? Okay.
Because I also can't click on anything. Like I can't interact with the people unless I'm missing something. I will say the controls go by very quickly in the beginning,
Hmm.
but like I can't talk to him. I can't click on him. I can take a screenshot.
Okay.
Ooh, look at those shoes.
I
I
can.
mean,
Oh, he's got flip-flops on, yellow flip-flops. Is that what
yeah.
I
Oh,
said?
also look at this. You only have, do you see, can you see on that? It's very faint, but on the top right hand corner, I only have 17 minutes and 36 seconds to finish the game.
Oh my gosh. Hurry. Follow the lines on the floor.
I will also
Run,
say
run.
it'd be great if I could sprint. I wish there was a speed here because I'm like, oh, if I'm not collecting anything. Also, though, shouldn't we be collecting like shoes or something?
Yeah, probably like
Oh,
what it
okay. This is a cut. This is a cut.
uh-oh, cutscene. Tell us if you hear any talking.
I
What?
hear robotic eyes.
Okay, of course. There's
Yep.
probably not going to be talking because it's like a fashion show. So whoa, zone
Yeah,
2.
we made it.
All right, okay.
Yeah, and I will say too, it's very quiet. There's no like, if you play video games, dramatic,
Yeah.
make you want to go faster type things. Like that's not really. Oh, all right. We're heading outside. It looks
Oh, this is
lovely.
cool.
Oh, look at all the drones. So apparently in what is it, 2030, 2031?
It's set in 2031, when the future, it looks a lot like the latest season of Westworld is what's going to happen in 11 years.
I mean, I think so. And we're definitely getting drone delivery by then.
Yeah. The game is anchored to mythological pasts and projected futures with timeless archetypes and speculative imagery.
Oh, it's getting more exciting now.
Okay.
That's
Well,
exactly what it sounds like, but a little bit more like synthy.
so where are we? We're in Manhattan right now, would you say,
We
right?
must be,
Yeah.
but also at the same time, I see. Oh, look at those jeans.
He's either going to give you points or kill you.
Or a rose. Oh, this is like the Bachelor and the Bachelorette, right? That's like the rose ceremony.
Yeah. I just realized something, Taylor. Fashion shows have a lot in common with zombie movies. Very similar. A
The
lot
lack
of
of
ways.
like expression,
Yeah.
it's kind of deadpan faces.
Yeah, a lot of the ways that these people are looking is just, freaking me out a little bit.
I'd like to talk about this meet your new best friend, this digital fox. This is not looking
Whoa.
good for 2030.
Okay. So we're running out of time. Let's just keep zooming along here. There's no Taylor, are you a big gamer? Are you normally good at video games?
I like the occasional video game.
What's your favorite video game?
Oh,
As we're walking through. I'll tell you what. I like video games, all right. Don't really haven't played them in years. I would say the last video game that I was really into was like Tomb Raider 3 or something like that. So that's what, 20 years ago? I don't even know anymore.
so interestingly, during the pandemic, I have played more video games. Oh, I think we might be going into the subway. Oh, Seven Afterworld.
Okay.
I will
Oh,
also say,
Afterworld.
I think this is a stretch to call it a video game.
Well, I mean,
Oh, we're
his
all getting
hands
magical
are
powers. Yes, 2030 is
hands are
going to
on
be great.
fire.
I take it back.
Oh, that bus is flying.
It's like Harry
Taylor.
Potter.
Oh, wow. So Taylor, the future really is just downtown Los Angeles with the buses that kind of fly a little bit. Is that right?
That's what I'm getting. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
What I'm getting.
So yeah, I mean, do we keep going or
I mean,
like how long do we drag this on?
right. Like part of me is like, oh, are we almost there? Or does it really take 17 minutes to finish this game? Because if it takes 17 minutes, 16 more minutes to finish this game, I'm like, no, let's not subject anyone to this. Even though I wonder the fact that like my little arrows are red, like, are we going to get it? Are we going to get to this transcendence point?
You know, we're retail researchers. Everything we know about retail is a 30-minute show. I figure we got another 9 minutes to see how far we can ride this thing out.
Thank you, anyone who's new to this video.
Oh
Thanks
my
for
gosh.
coming on this day.
Yeah. You're like, boy, I really wanted to learn about the latest in retail statistics and the industry. And instead, I'm on the world's weirdest Twitch channel.
Oh yeah, that's something I'll report back on for next week. I wonder if anyone have you ever gone on Twitch? It's a weird world.
I've gone on and not understood it and said, I understand this is a thing, but it's not my thing, is how I felt about it.
I totally agree. But when I was learning about it, I watched this one person play like The Sims for like more than I'd like to admit. Not too long. I mean, it was boring. But the fact that people are into that is fascinating. That there were hundreds of people watching this person play on The Sims.
I just like to say the thing that was going on while you were talking, it just looked like a Marilyn Manson video for a minute there.
I'm going to be honest. And also, aren't we supposed to end on some kind of like notion of hope? I don't feel hopeful.
Well, I mean...
bringing life back to Earth? Like, yeah, I'm very depressed of what we've done to our Earth. It sounds like we have not taken control of climate change.
So just to be clear, the purpose of this game is to show us all the fashions. Yes. So we're seeing all the fashions and also like walk around. So I would say like this is a walking game. Like it's you're following the arrows to walk around. There's a Balenciaga billboard, and now we're walking underground.
So as much as this is not a video game, one, if I really thought about it, Balenciaga would have never done a video game. That's not on brand for them to do like a true, like pick up the Balenciaga shoes and take it to like point A or point B.
Oh, 100%. But let's put it this way. If somebody had said, we're doing a virtual fashion show and you walk around a cityscape and you see people wearing our fashions virtually, that's cool. But then if you tell me we're doing a video game, suddenly it brings on this whole new level of we're doing something cool and different, and I'm suddenly much more engaged. Like the reason why we're doing this right now is because they said it was a video game, right? So it's smart marketing on their part.
100%. We've just spent how many minutes now at basically talking about Balenciaga, which we normally would have never spent this
I
much
know.
time talking about Balenciaga. So, in that sense, I think that's really great. And also, I mean, fashion shows are not accessible to the public, to the average person. So
Right.
I think this
Unless you're watching
actually.
like a live stream or something like that.
Right. But I feel like this is actually like a pretty great interactive way. Again, this isn't for me because I'm not watching the Balenciaga fashion shows. Um, but
I'm more interested in Balenciaga than I am some other fashion because of there's a meme quality to Balenciaga. They'll grab pop pop elements and try to contextualize them, like the IKEA thing and the Bernie thing. Like that's interesting to me as an artistic statement. But you're right. Like I'm not normally a big follower. I'm not a high follower of fashion. I mean, you know me, I wear the same boring hat every day.
so I just want to let you know I'm in the trees. Don't know how. Oh, here we go. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm with you. Even though the IKEA bag was like, I mean, wasn't that bag like $1,000? And it was an IKEA bag.
Yeah, it's making a statement, Taylor. You just don't understand. I just
Yeah. Arch smart.
So Balenciaga, I don't know if you know this, it's part of the Kering group of brands, which Balenciaga was founded in Spain, but quickly moved to Paris, I believe. But Kering, based out of France, they own Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, Alexander McQueen, Bottega Veneta. So a whole bunch of portfolio of brands. I think.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. A lot of rave music right now. I think I made it. I think I did it.
Oh, so is this the Nirvana part? Or have we won the game?
I mean, part of me feels like yes, like with the techno music and everyone on E or something. I feel like that's like, yes, you did it.
We in no way and everything we know about retail endorse the use of drugs, but the simulation of a rave, totally acceptable in our world.
I'm sorry that you can't hear this music.
I'm actually not.
It's terrible. And I shouldn't say it's terrible. No offense to the people who like dance house music, just not my thing.
Oh, and the funny thing is, I do like some EDM music, but
God.
What happened?
I thought I won. Apparently not. There's just like a midpoint rave. How does this keep going?
I'm going to go back to my notes and I just want to see here what it says about winning. It said, if you win the game, you transcend the afterworld and then you win a real life breathing exercise set in a virtual utopia. Oh my gosh, Taylor. I don't know if we're going to win our real life breathing exercise because we're running out of time.
I don't think so either, but for the sake of all of our watchers, I will continue to play this once we call it a day if I don't time out. And I'll let you all know next week what my breathing exercise is. But part of me feels like every time, like this seems like I'm about to do a breathing exercise in a beautiful place, right?
I mean, this is the darkness before the utopia.
Right.
Yeah. Like we've been.
Oh my goodness. How many zones are there? There's got to be 5 zones. Like this got to be the last zone. But yes, it is also time. So we will.
Wait. Real quick. I know we're running out of time. I just want to see what zone 5 looks like. If it looks anything like Utopia. Okay, we're just walking along in the cavern.
I hear piano.
Okay. All right. You have 30 seconds to see if we can get to Utopia.
Speaking of Westworld, the music right now is very Westworldy piano.
Oh, okay.
Definitely see. What is this? King Arthur? You see the sword in the stone?
Oh yeah. Oh, you're gonna have to get that sword out of that stone.
All right.
That's how you're gonna win.
We're almost there.
All right. Well, you keep playing, right? And I'm going to continue on with the credits, and we'll see if you can beat it. So if you guys want to see, we post a bunch of videos to LinkedIn that aren't live streams. For example, I just talked with Sarah Fawson at Rosedale Center, and they've done all kinds of crazy stuff at the shopping center, including a drag show, wrestling matches, all kinds of stuff. Whoa. Did you just pull the sword out of the stone?
I did.
Oh my gosh, we're about to
Oh,
reach utopia.
also, did I pull the sword out? No, it was a cutscene, but yes, I did it. It was a lot of skill.
I love a good cutscene. And so follow me on LinkedIn for videos and interviews, James Cook at JLL. Taylor, else were we plugging? Holiday Report is available for download at jll.com. The
As is
latest,
Q3
what's
report,
that?
our Q3 report as well.
Okay, that's available for download at jll.com. If you are watching this right now, hit subscribe to be reminded of when we go live. Our current schedule is most Thursdays at noon Eastern, but we might change that every once in a while. So Taylor, where are we at? Have we reached utopia? Oh, we're so close to utopia.
Definitely. Also, I'm getting a little Ojai vibes from that. Well, not anymore. I did.
All right.
I
Well,
think we did it though. I can't believe it. I really actually didn't think we were going to do it on this in this time frame. So,
all right. So we have reached utopia. Taylor, tell me everything else that you know about retail.
James, I'll tell you all of it next week.
All right. Well, that's the end of our show. Goodbye, everybody, and have a great rest of your day. And we have reached Nirvana.
I mean,